Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Daily Political Readings, Daily Political Tarot Readings here on the Black and Orange channel. See, when I have Sarah next to me like this, my brain defaults to the afternoon thing. But anyway, I'm so glad you're here because look who's visiting. It's Sarah. I am so happy. And I know you guys love Sarah too. So this is good. But I'm here 365 days of the year to take your 12 political questions. So just throw them in the chat before I come on. And if you're watching this on replay, you can go down in the description box. All the questions are there, and then I timestamp them as I go. So 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. It's an ongoing thing. And there may be memberships soon on this channel. I'm trying to come up with a little printout you can do. You can print out little something if you become little something if you become a member. Just a little thank you. But that's coming up. So anyway.
Yes.
Oh, Carmela, sorry I'm late. Making pasta and peas for my dad. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, yes, this is true. This is absolutely true. Ricky's saying, and the star of the show, the star of the movie Weird Science, Boo Boo Zen Kitty. Yes, Weird Science. Hi, how you doing?
Talking about pasta, Carmela, last night my oldest decided to cook. It's so weird when she cooks. Not that she does a bad job of it, but she's so picky. She doesn't eat anything that she makes. Like, she'll make stuff that everybody else will eat, but she doesn't eat it. I mean, like, she's a chicken nuggetitarian, I guess. I don't know. And she's always been that picky. But she went on Pinterest and she made this shells, feta, cream cheese, baby tomatoes. There were shallots. Like, she did this whole Italian pasta bake thing with this amazing chicken breast, and I was like carb drunk. I had like half a bowl and I was like, wait. I mean, like, it was like a cat with catnip. I was done. I was done. So yes, pasta for the win. Good job, Carmela.
Okay. So I guess we should jump. What do you think, Fuzzhead? Should we jump into the first question? We could? Okay. So the first question, it turns out they're not just text messages. Oh, please, you found this, Sarah. What's going on?
Okay. It turns out that they're not just text messages, from the U.S. Secret Service that are missing from January 6th, but there are a trail involving higher-ups at the Department of Homeland Security that are gone now as well. The Philadelphia Inquirer is reporting that all messages missing involve ultra-Trump loyalists. What are they hiding?
Well, what are they hiding, and will we find out? Will they get caught? All right.
Mm-hmm. This will be at 3:15, right?
4, please.
At 4. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
You're good.
Because these were the acting this and acting that, because Trump threw these people in last minute and they weren't confirmed by the Senate. Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
The card for the reading, this is a lot more. I mean, we should be upset, but this is like, okay, we're upset, but I agree with Julie Robinette. What a surprise, not. Yeah, I mean, so, but the card for the reading here, share.
Sorry.
My mistake. There we go. The card for the reading here is howling at the moon, which is a little like, this is a bigger deal than maybe we think it is. There are people who know what's going on who are more upset by I mean, we're not happy about it, but it's like, yeah, more corruption, more. Yes, dear. But that's a lot. That's a lot of energy for the reading. The first card is Trump. So Trump refusal to listen to what they were supposed to do, listen to norms. And this is fear of going to prison. Center of the reading is a decision they made to delete stuff. Or try to anyway.
Ragging.
They were involved. I mean, that's just, I don't think you need me to tell you that, but that's the card of aggressive far-right movement in action. A temperance, it isn't going to go quite as well for them, although I no, thank you, I know what it means. But it's not going to go so well for them because fruits of labor, that's us seeing what they were doing, what they were writing. Dear heart, I am right here. Okay, when I'm done here, I'll give you one of the TREAT sticks. Okay, in just 1 second. All right, is there anything else on? Will these guys, they're afraid of prison, will they actually be going into prison? Oh dear. Okay, card for the reading, you've got various entities working together. Apparently DOJ and Biden, they're not pleased with the inspector general who was overseeing this kind of thing. Apparently he knew that some of these messages had been erased months ago.
And it's him and his boss that all of this is centering around.
The IG.
So, yeah, he's involved, and then the director of Homeland Security, which I think he reports to, if I'm not mistaken, from the way, or they're all involved, or they're all, linked. So,
okay, I'm gonna bribe you to be happy elsewhere. Okay, the cards here are tarot. And anyone who thinks, oh gosh, you're not concentrating. I think anybody here who raised children would be like, oh no, I have my train of thought just fine.
Yes. Thank you, Kathy.
Yes, boo-boo butt, Kathy, sorry. Give me.
Terry is in the description box. So all the questions that if you've asked a question and you're wondering if we got it, check the description box. Everything is there.
Okay, so will these guys get caught? I've got the different parts of the new administration, new DOJ, what have you. They're working together. Beginning of the reading is the sword of truth. And when I've got a sword of truth, I've got a justice card. That means justice is coming, especially when the right intermixed with it. I've got howling at the moon. Oh, here. Jeez. And right in the center, 10 legal swords in the back.
Yes, Sweet Sugar Jones. That's who she's talking about. Chad Wolf and Cusinelli. Those are some of the higher ups involved in all of this. So yes.
Yeah. So after that, I've got a Hanged Man, Lovers, and Queen of Swords. So I've got possibly their suspension if they're not already gone, or some kind of suspension of situation, suspension of the cult members, the Trump cult members, and then heavy duty investigations at the end. These guys are in bigger trouble than I would have guessed, considering so often they're not in any trouble at all. These people who do this kind of stuff, but this is ugly for them. So good. I'm quite pleased.
Yes. Yes, and Sweet Sugar Jones, the link next to the question is
That's it.
it outlines how everybody is all linked and related and whatnot. So we're kind of limited on characters in the description, or I just copy and paste and dump it all in there. But Owen Simpress, you are a peach. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, number 2 at 10:30.
Yeah.
Bum, bum, bum. Okay, Warren would like to know: does Donald consult astrologers, psychics, etc., regarding his political strategies, fates, etc.?
I'm going to ask. My initial thought would be, just my personal thought would be no, because narcissists don't believe in taking any. Yeah. Nobody has more, more knowledge or whatever. But let's see. Does Donald Trump? It feels like there's some people around him who have out of desperation. Because I know I've certainly started reading a lot more once he was in office out of desperation. The cards here, the card for the readings, the plan, strength, then we got strength, wheel of fortune, 7 of pentacles, 6 of swords, judgment, king of pentacles, 8 of swords, it's such a weird word, swords. The strength, wheel of fortune, and the card of fruits of labor. He thinks he's gotten everything he has by his own importance.
The minor $1 million loan that he received, yes.
Right, and the fact that he was a millionaire by the time he was 3 because of his father.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In the center,
Polly Wanda, Trump reads his diaper stains as if they were tea leaves. Oh, Polly Wanda. Sorry.
In the center, real fear of there. He is worried that this will all catch up to him, but it never has. Right. But the final outcome here, he's going to face judgment. That's King of Pentacles. He is the fruit of the weed of crime. He is the weed of crime that bears bitter fruit. And in the end, he will legally be hemmed in. But even though... Sorry?
So God, I hope so. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm glad you're here. What this is saying to me is, even though there's major arcana here, it's him. These aren't cards of, certainly not the energy, and not entirely the cards I would expect from something like that. So if somebody asked him what sign he was, he might say Gemini, because it would be something that he'd learned it was about him, so he'd remember it. But beyond that, it would be the astrological sign of Trump. And cards with his face on them.
So he's twice as, so he's double as good. So,
right.
Yes.
Right. Mm-hmm. Twice as important. Twice as, yeah. Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm getting for that. Okay. At 14:30, please. What's next?
All right, 14:30. Revolution Ricky asks, will former VP Mike Pence ever confront Donald Trump about saying that Pence deserved to be hung on January 6th?
No, but let me look. Yeah. By the way, what is Mike Pence's wife's name? I know he calls her mother. No, I know that. But what's her real name? Does anybody know?
I can look.
Thank you. Oh, the way Pence looked at Trump for 4 years, like the proudest papa looking on his son, or the person he was madly in love with. Just
Karen.
Oh, okay. So her name is Karen. Okay. Thank you.
You're good.
Page of Cups, 9 of Cups, 7 of Swords. You mean a thief trying to steal the election? High Priestess, 5 of Wands, Empress, Page of Wands. Maybe later in life, there might be America, the Empress may see a message, read somewhere. But for the most part, he's going to stay quiet, certainly until he realizes that he does not have a, excuse the expression, snowball chance in hell of becoming president. He just sucked up to Trump left, right, and center. I'm getting a very crude meaning off of this card about, let's put it this way, chamber pots. And what, Pence looking at Trump like he was the greatest ever. Anyway, but there's a thief card there. Betrayal. You tried to kill me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I'm not, maybe eventually, but not for a long time.
Sweet Sugar Jones. I'm so sorry that I keep butchering your name, dear. My brain to mouth. Yeah. Sweet Sugar Jones has deemed her our eternal mother of milk toast. That is hilarious.
Indeed.
Yes.
Yeah, Kathy Delisle, a snowflake's chant in hell. Yes. Yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
17.
Well,
Oh,
okay.
are you?
I can do a couple more.
Oh, yeah. Good.
17.
Okay. 1730, please.
1730. This one. Okay. There is a lot of action around Serbian borders as they are reportedly clashing with Kosovo. And they are planning the denazification of the Balkans and possibly assisting Russia in its endeavors. What in the world is going on with Serbia?
Okay. So I have to start this out with, what is it they say in the news when it's like, okay, this story is about somebody I used to work for? It's not a disclaimer, is it? It's a
Yeah. Well,
sweetie, I love you, but I can't love you in front of me right now. Thank you, Maggie. Okay, now we're gonna lie down. Okay. What is it? So what is it they call it? Disclosure. Full disclosure. In 1910, my great-grandmother came over here from Slovenia. And my great-grandparents on that side, 3 of them are Slovenian, 1 of them is Croatian.
Mm-hmm.
So while I don't know all the ins and outs of what goes on over there, I do know that my family was out of there before World War II, but it is a very Catholic part of the world. And I do know that there is some very real unhappiness that the church sided with Hitler during World War II. So it isn't as if that area is immoral. It isn't as if that whole area is, to me, it's just, these are people I'm related to in that area. And and then Serbia keeps doing stuff like this. And then of course you had the whole Serbian thing with the massacres and And I'm just over here and it's like, really? So when Serbia starts doing stuff, I'm just like, really? So I know that doesn't mean a lot, but I just want you to know that when I read on this, my energy is over here. That's like, I don't fully have a dog in this fight, but I certainly have, I know the history and of my family, and that we just, this is a bunch of garbage. To be this cruel and selfish, and no. So I don't get the feeling there were a whole lot of fans of Serbians in my family's past. But anyway,
Right.
Just mentioning. Okay, but I'm American. Like I said, my great-grandmother got here in 1910. She was 18. She got a job working on a ship so she could cross the Atlantic to the US. She worked her way across by herself, came to America, found the train station, got on a train, went out to Pittsburgh where there was family, distant family, and she started cleaning people's houses. 18 years old in 1910. That's impressive.
Wow, that's very impressive.
Yeah. Okay, all right. So Serbia. Really? Okay. I am getting that this is not going to turn into what happened before. And that NATO is not going to sit by. Or Western countries are not going to sit by. Right in the center, Ace of Cups, next to the Page of Cups, and then the Two of Cups on either side of the center card. This is just no. No, we're going to help people. And it starts with the Star, which is hope, and then the Chariot, which is this showy show of force, but it's next to the Star. And then you've got 3 cup cards. So this is humanitarian efforts. This is efforts to defuse the situation. The last 2, Queen of Pentacles with the Page of Wands. It's not going to make it's not going to suddenly like, okay, we're all going to get along forever. But the first 4 cards really squash the last 2. They really push them to the side, really make them much smaller, especially since it starts out with 2 major arcana and you've got an ace in the center. They really kind of elbow the 2 to the end. So the good news is I'm not getting a repeat of the atrocities, but I'm still very much the card for the reading, the Page of Swords. It's a bully. So anyway, I'll just stop there. It's all TMI, but I have no patience with this.
So, as the kids would say, Serbia is just back on its bull hockey.
I don't know what that means, but that sounds about right.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Oh, and by the way, I just I mentioned this yesterday, and I don't want this to come as a. I said something yesterday in the afternoon live stream, which is not political, but something came up in the news, and I said something there that I want to repeat here because I know in the past, I say I don't want violence, and I believe in self-defense, not violence, and I don't want people to get hurt. There are exceptions to that. And the leader of al-Qaeda, who was murdered last week, executed last week, basically, good riddance. If you are so out of control, you have killed thousands upon thousands of people who never did anything to you, just unconscionable, and you and what have you, and you are no longer on the planet, I'm good riddance. I'm sorry. So I don't want anything. I do not want violence against any of our political leaders. I don't want, I want to live in a civilized society, but there are a handful of people in the world that if they're no longer with us, not gonna shed a tear. So I just wanted to mention that. So
absolutely. Okay, well, at 25:50.
Yeah, 26, please. 26.
26. Okay, 26 even. All right, so B. Smith says, well, here in Ireland, the Uranus-Mars-North Node conjunction that we woke up to no electricity. Weird for this time of year. Will we experience more frequent outages this fall and winter worldwide? Like, is this, when will the madness end? So,
this isn't going to go on for that long.
Yeah.
Uranus doesn't move quickly, but, and the North Node isn't in the biggest rush, but at least it moves. Mars definitely is moving on. North Node is moving on. Right now, Saturn is square that conjunction. So anything you haven't done, if you've done the work, if you've got everything organized, if you've been responsible, even a Saturn square will reward you for your hard work. But if you have not done the issue, like this morning, my issues with my Gmail accounts and AdSense and a bunch of stuff I should have had in order, all my paperwork in order and knowing exactly which account is what. Yeah, I didn't have that. And so I, spent my morning going, I don't understand. So, yeah, that's where you don't do the work. But in other things have cropped up where I did do the work, and suddenly there are some good things happening. It's like, oh, cool. So
okay.
Saturn is nowhere near the horror that other planets can be, especially Pluto. So, all right. So is this whole electricity issue going to keep on through the fall and the winter? We need to get off fossil fuels. I mean, that's just a given. Yes. And where we are still beholden to people like Saudi Arabia and Venezuela and these other places, it ends up hurting us. Once again, Saturn, you do the work, you set up, you have your countries, you vote the people into power who will do the work to set up renewable energies to make you not be reliant on these foreign dictatorships. Then you will be rewarded. But we haven't done that as a country, and we are being hemmed in. Now, Ireland, I don't know exactly what's going on over there, but I don't know how energy independent Ireland is. But what this says is care for the environment. And the faster you do, the faster the environment will care for you. So, this is worldwide. So it does worldwide renewable energies. And until we do, we've got disruptions having to go hither or there or go put up the power lines over here and try to fix and after that so what this is saying is, yes, the astrology right now is just bad for everybody, but on the whole, this conjunction this astrological situation will pass. But things are not going to get better until Saturn, we do the work.
Yes. Okay. All right. And at 30:15,
Please.
Michelle, Donna, and Judy are all asking, how will Pelosi's visit to Taiwan, how's it going to go? How will it impact commerce and policy with China? What in the world is going on?
Okay. I read on this
What are
a
the
number of... I'm so sorry. What did you say?
And so what are the ramifications now that she's actually there?
Well, I read on this a few days ago, and what I was getting was that there's some kind of business deal she's trying to work out. And it's a business deal that will make like a big donor happy. Like a big donor or a group of donors, which is basically she's willing to go against Biden's wishes, all these other people's wishes, if it means that Democrats are more likely to keep control of the House. If big donors are going to line up behind or give Pelosi what she needs to help keep the majority. So that's what I was getting. But let's see about now that she's there, what's going to happen. And isn't China on some kind of...
Yeah, they're doing maneuvers and everything else. They're doing maneuvers of missiles off the coast of Taiwan. They're basically like a peacock shuffling their feathers at the moment, acting a fool. Have
sabers will rattle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Business deal. Big business deal. Get something done. Is it a hurting, is the State Department pleased with her right now? No. Or Blinken is, they're not really happy. China's not really happy. China will see whatever, it will see this as theft in doing, because a Speaker of the House in the U.S. hasn't been there in 25 years. She's there, but honestly, I don't get the feeling she's going to be there that long. Like, this will be in six months from now. It'll be like, you remember the time Pelosi went to Taiwan? It'll be like, oh yeah, okay. So I'm okay. So China's going to feel that this is theft. What is anything going to happen? They're not happy, but I'm getting a lot of judgment. I'm not getting Tower, Devil, 10 of Swords. I'm getting insult to injury, I'm getting disappointment, and I'm getting judgment. That's not war. Electra Storm says she's also visiting other Asian countries as well, not just Taiwan. It was a short trip. Yeah, I think that's what's going on. I'm just, these are right in the center. China's mad, but these are not cards of where you're supposed to keep the illusion that Taiwan is separate but not separate. Meh. It'll be over soon, but China's mad, but they're not going to start a war over it. So
it's like we tell the kids, or like I tell the kids, you can get glad in the same pants you got mad in. It'll be okay. So
I like and I like that Teresa Ford. Whoop-de-poo. Who cares if they're unhappy?
Right. Okay. And then at 35 even,
Yes, please.
we have two Russia questions, both from Kristen at Uncover the News. The first one, the Kremlin tells the U.S. that time is running out for a new nuclear arms deal. Will an agreement be made?
Speaking of saber rattling, have sabers will rattle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is weird. I'm being drawn to the clue fairs. Some of these their spreads I've never seen before, but I'm being drawn to this one. Maybe it's because it's like missile shaped. I don't know. But the Kremlin tells the U.S. time is running out for the nuclear arms deal. And they can create a deal as quickly as they can say no to one. Mixed bag. At the base of it, you've basically got Russia. They're mad. Bigly mad. Because they're sorry, but compared to what Ukraine, how it should have gone between Russia and Russia and Ukraine, and how it actually has, Ukraine's eating Russia's lunch and stolen their next day's lunch money. So, and they're isolated, and this is their way to try to get back. A lot of these cards in the middle, this is the history of it. It feels like, the 1950s, all the Cold War stuff, a lot of fear, and then things have, in generally we're getting better. We've been for a while now been cutting back on nuclear, but now they are refusing this because they're seeing it as a bargaining chip. They're going to want concessions. They're going to want maybe a rollback of sanctions. Are they going to get a rollback of sanctions? And is Russia going to get a rollback of sanctions and whatnot? Is Russia going to get a rollback of sanctions? Doesn't feel like it, because right now it's about. I mean, it's not like Biden and Blinken are going to go over there or go and be like, you're going to do what we say. No, they're going to be diplomatic about it. But there are war crimes going on right now, really nasty ones. And while we don't have boots on the ground because we don't want it to escalate, this is Putin versus America. And the burden's going to fall on Russia, because the agreement, part of the agreement, it isn't what it feels like is there were already parts of the agreement like, look, you get rid of some of your nukes, we'll get rid of some of our nukes. But I think there might be some other pieces of that agreement, other things maybe Russia gets,
right,
that if they don't renew this, they're not going to get. Yes, that's true, Kelly. Putin versus the world. Yeah. Some smart people in the past got together to try to lessen the nuclear horror. And yeah, but Putin's Putin. That's the problem. Russia's going to be like, well, you can lift some sanctions, and the U.S. would be like, you can get out of Ukraine.
Yeah.
So how hardball is this going to get? Because I'm not seeing warfare. What kind of how far? No, these are not cards of warfare.
Okay.
This is ongoing, like military action. this is supplies from the West. And my gosh, there are a lot of people hurt and dying over here already. Things are getting worse for Russia. I don't care what they're saying publicly. Their economy is not great. Their situation is not great. And Putin needs to keep his people behind him. Card for the reading is the liberal West saying, oh, you're going to try to have an ultimatum? Well, so do we. So Putin may try to use some of this talk as a way to try to bolster internal support in Russia, but I'm not getting nuclear craziness.
Good.
So, and yes, Evelyn Hartman, Russia lies and lies and lies and lies. Yeah, that's why they work so well with Trump.
This is true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And at 4110, the second part of this is Russia says, while they're lying, that the United States is directly involved in the Ukraine war. They are thrown this gauntlet. This is their hill that they're going to die on, metaphorically speaking. Will this affect NATO at all?
Define directly involved. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Is supplying Ukraine? Well, we know that. But so Russia's saying the U.S. is directly involved in the Ukraine war. What effect will this have? It means you're going to lose. Tried to steal a country. No. It has not been going well for Putin, his economy. While I wish this was reversed, I wish it was the justice card in the middle, not the moon. This is just the chaos that's going on. And right before that, this is people being held accountable for atrocity, war crimes, and what have you. These three cards on the right, they're pretty wussy as far as if Russia wants to do something about this, win something. I mean, I've got a bully here, but it's a page. It's not a king. It's not an emperor. And then really bad decisions, and thank heavens the way the Russians have set up their military is stupid. From everything I've read, they've got their top people on the front lines being killed. And in the end, the military-industrial complex in the U.S. are going to be very pleased that they've been able to sell lots of products to the government, to our government, and our government is ship them over to Ukraine. That's all I'm getting there. I'm getting Putin. You can get happy. You can get glad in those same pants you got mad in. I'm not getting much here. He's going to lose. So.
We are now into the U.S. politics section of everything, and this is where we'll end up today. We've got quite a few questions here, but the chat there's quite a few people talking in the chat and asking questions about the news that just dropped that Garland and the DOJ are going after Idaho for their absolutist abortion laws, saying that they are. Yeah. So how is this going to work?
Saying that they are what? I'm sorry.
That they're in direct violation of federal law for the Emergency Medical Act. Hang on, let me find the exact wording. Because you remember when Biden made put in the act that hang on. Any state that prevents a hospital from providing stabilizing emergency care, including abortions, is in violation of federal law. The chat's going a little fast, but Garland announces the Justice Department is filed a lawsuit against Idaho over the state's criminal prohibition on providing abortions to those suffering medical emergencies. So the suit seeks to hold invalid the state's criminal prohibition on providing abortions as applied to women who are suffering medical emergencies. Yes. So
DOJ versus Idaho. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
DOJ. The federal government's going after the Idaho law. All right. Center of the reading, Page of Cups. This is a very delicate situation, and women who are in that situation, the last thing they need. One of the many things I don't understand about the anti-choice movement is, did they really think the vast majority of women who go through this are just like, yeah, I don't care. Yeah, there's no stress here. Whatever. This is gut-wrenching, and there not being a plan to save their lives if this goes wrong. I mean, we're talking, correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't we talking about trying to stop legislation that would say you could just let you die?
Yeah. Because right now the laws and the books, there's no give. Like, if the mother's dying, oh well, still can't have it. Doesn't matter. Sex topic, oh well.
Huh.
Yeah. And so that's what one's going after.
Well, this is something kicking in that was already in the state constitution, wasn't it? Or it was already on the book somewhere?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Because what this in the past, what it feels like is, we knew this kind of garbage was going to happen. If the Supreme Court overturned this is the kind of stuff we knew would happen in various red states. Below it, I've got medical care, a woman and her doctor. Above it, I've got the way that most women who have to terminate their pregnancy for whatever reason they're taking pills. It's medication. It's not the old-fashioned way. But Knight of Cups, this is the DOJ going, okay, enough. So that's there. Now, question is, home environment, you've got these far-right jerks who apparently don't pro-life my foot. Hopes and fears, it's some kind of fake idyllic, I'm privileged and rich or well off, and I'm a man, therefore I should be able to decide. Patriarchy. What other people see, we knew this was coming, and this is epic. And please let this drive voters to the polls. Please, 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 please. What I don't like is the final outcome. Let me get some clarification. I'm hoping this means the Idaho law getting punched in the nose But I don't. There are all of these various states that are doing this kind of thing, and this is a card of PTSD, and this is a card of having gone through a lot of grief. So in Idaho, final outcome with, will women be left to die?
Mm. Mm. Mm.
You know how I mentioned the chemical alternative earlier?
Mm-hmm.
You better hope it's early enough in the situation, because that is something you can still get, say, through the mail, or people can bring in. That's at the center, because otherwise there's some really nasty law enforcement. There are big endings. There's a lot of sleeplessness and grief. But the DOJ is going to get to put them on the defensive. Their plans of cruelty. They are going to do what they can. But the card for the reading is these extremists. And these last three cards feel, that Knight of Swords, it doesn't feel like the DOJ. It feels like what they're going to do in the state certainly until the courts or appeals or whatever can be exhausted. Ultimately, what will happen? Vote.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We will finally have more equality, have more decency, when all of these far-right laws and what have you are things that scholars have to go into dusty libraries to learn about. Stay strong. We have got to vote. We've got to make major changes and get rid of this far-right cruel fantasy. There's a lot of pain. There's a lot of pain. There are a lot of legal fights going on. Yes, Empress, vote like our lives depend on it, because they do. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
I wish I had better cards here.
Well,
but it's not forever. It isn't. I get this is, a year or two where we've got to deal with this garbage, and there's going to be a lot of damage done in that time, but it's not forever. Because we're all going to go out and vote, right? Right? Hint, hint.
That's right. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, say no more. All right. At 53:15, Terry Thomas asked, how will election denier Kari Lake do in the Arizona Republican primary for governor? She's frightening and worse than DeSatan.
Kari Lake. Come on down. Mm-hmm. You are the latest fascist. Election denier. She doesn't deserve all the... I'm going to do 4 cards for her. She doesn't deserve a whole. She really doesn't.
Yeah.
She is very burdened by her extremism. She thinks it's a benefit. She thinks it's great that there's she's becoming governor. It's a big pageant. It's a big thing. It's a big. She's the messenger of the far right communication, and she is burdened with glorious purpose, and not in the funny Loki way.
Mm-hmm.
Eeks.
Yeah.
Kari Lake. No. I'm not getting cards of her doing spectacularly well. But I'm not liking the energy. The energy is she is in a stronger position than she should be.
Oh, she also has name recognition there because she was a news anchor in the state, a popular one. So she's got
center card.
Yeah.
Sorry. Center card. She's a bully.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Big one.
Insult to injury. It's actually kind of, I'm getting, actually,
the harbinger of gloom.
Say again? Oh, harbinger of gloom. Yeah, there we go. Strange, actually, what I'm getting here is I'm getting more her energy as in the Republican primary, which is feeling like I'm guessing she's not the only Looney Tune. Because...
Oh, no.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm not getting her doing spectacularly well ultimately. Will she be the Republican primary candidate? Maybe, but I'm not getting her necessarily going into office. She thinks she's going to be with this 10 of Pentacles, but then it's 5 of Pentacles and sleepless nights. But she's on her crusade. She's not alone in that, and all the crazy. So mostly just ick and yick. Yeah. That's
Yuckadoo.
Yeah. Yuckadoo.
All right. Yuckadoo. So at 56:45, Eileen asks, Jim Jordan stated it was, quote, wrong for GOP senators to work with Democrats on bills endorsed by Biden. How's that working out for him?
Jim Jordan, the human air horn. Aw. They got their feelings hurt that Democrat Manchin finally voted democratically. How dare he? The super conservative base still loves him. That's right in the center.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got a star here. So he has name recognition, and what he's put out, he's expecting, I don't know when he's up next, but when he's expecting, yes, I'll be successful in the end. There's a big old something on the left getting in his way. It's either a Democrat beating him whenever he is up for election, or it's the DOJ, or which he considers to be leftist. Anything related to Biden, the DOJ, anything in the executive branch, they're gonna I hope it's a woman too. Somebody there, or a group of somebodies, because usually queens are a group, or can be a group for me, are gonna get in his way. His shtick has been to get in people's faces, to make it difficult for him to even think straight. But he's got things aren't going as well as he would like.
Oh.
Yeah. This also might be Biden and the Democrats passing the bill that Manchin's going along with, but we're still waiting on Sinema, I believe.
Yes, and there's a question about that here in a minute. So
again, Queen of Cups right there at the end. Strength. Democrats voting, Republicans walking away. Well, somebody's going to rain on Jim Jordan's parade. And funny, I don't have a spare umbrella to lend him.
Right.
Deborah, he's up in 2024. Okay. Well, we can vote then too.
That's right. All right. At 1 hour even. Bum, 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 bum. Eileen has a second question. Senator Josh Hawley, our pinnacle of manhood, becomes the first senator to oppose Finland and Sweden joining NATO. How many GOP will join him in his race down the hallway to object to NATO? So,
Dashing Hawley.
Yes. Yes.
What is it they say on Sunday night? Jen, Lynn, Becca, and Johnny, where they're like, excuse the language, ass and elbows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dashing Hawley. He's opposing expanding NATO. Well, other GOP say yes.
Or Finland and Sweden.
Finland and Sweden. I'm sorry, Finland and Sweden
joining NATO. Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, what I'm getting in the first half of this is yes, anything Biden does, Trump could do better. Trump can do anything better than Biden.
Yeah. That was as soon as you said it, that the tune was in my head. Yes.
Yeah. It would do a lot of damage to leave our allies swinging in the wind. This is the far right fighting back, but at the same time, this doesn't feel like they've got a lot of power in the situation.
They don't. Terry's asking, why does Josh Hawley have a say? Just wondering. He doesn't. He wants screen time. He wants airtime. He wants his name in a headline, and he got it. So
insult to injury and a fool. We're talking about Josh Hawley.
Mm-hmm.
Happy.
There's wind up. Go ahead.
This wind up.
No, go ahead and finish. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
Mentally, Josh Hawley, for me, because he runs his mouth so much, those chattering teeth that run that you wind up? That's sort of what Hawley is like to me. Just running his mouth the whole time while scurrying quickly down the hallway or wherever. Yes.
Yes, but I think he would bite you if given the chance.
Probably.
With it's a stronger bite than those little plastic ones. But yeah, that's him. That's perfect. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Insult to injury, the fool. There's 10 of cups, NATO being, and next to the star, hope, standing together. In the center, this is Hawley trying to fundraise, trying to come up with any excuse, anything to complain about. Again, this is NATO sitting together like, who? That's the bigger reality. This is Dashing Hawley just with his right-wing communication, blah. I am not getting this having much effect. Will other Republicans come out against it if they want to be jerks? But I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm not getting a whole lot of catastrophe here.
Yeah, no. I don't see Sweden losing any sleep over the fact that Hawley doesn't approve of their joining NATO. I mean, whoa. Oh no,
yeah.
Whatever shall we do?
Mm-hmm. He's going to be obnoxious. Dashing through the Hawley.
That is hilarious.
Yes. Dash the halls with. Anyway, I know it's deck, but dash the halls.
Yes.
Yeah, this is he doesn't have a lot there. The temperance is going to win out, but yeah, some of those jerks on the far right are going to be like, yeah, this is a talking point. Whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Sit out.
right. Okay. Well, speaking of idiots on the far right, at 105 even. Okay. March, God bless her, is demanding proof after the announcement of the death of Ayman al-Zawahiri. I don't know how to pronounce it. Y'all just bear with me. I'm entirely
good riddance guy.
Yes. The Al-Qaeda dude. She's wondering if there's any proof, because if not, she feels it's nothing more than a conspiracy meant to boost dim midterm numbers. Really? Okay. How much longer?
This one, it's like this one I'm like barely looking down. It's just like,
how much longer do we have to put up with this woman?
She doesn't have a leg to stand on. She's trying to get back in the news. She's feeling isolated. She's been running her mouth for so long with her shtick that people are tired of it. This is a big, very good reality. So of course she has to try to step on it and say it's a conspiracy, and get her Mar-a-Lago bona fides in, and ultimately we are safer because this jerk is no longer with us. And you know me, I don't usually say those kinds of things, but in this case,
yes.
Yeah, you help master my 9/11. Yeah, bye. And did they really do it? Yeah. And good way to support the troops, by the way. Again.
Yes.
By saying they're lying. Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much longer are we gonna have to deal with this woman? Right now she's still going to keep getting a lot of attention, but there's their investigations and all of her lies starting to catch up with her, or definitely catching up with her. That's what I'm getting in her future. So, yeah.
Okay, so there's a silver lining somewhere. Oh, okay. I mean, with the way that the thing, I mean, I'm surprised. She doesn't have a leg to stand on. I mean, she's like could probably just handstand it all the way over there. I mean, anyway, God bless her. Okay.
That was a Southern, bless your heart.
I'm just
when I say bless your heart, I mean bless your heart. When Sarah says bless your heart, that does not the Yankee and the Southern belle here. No, they mean two very different things.
Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, so at 108:30, the Koch network, which is from the Koch brothers, is begging Sinema to tank the new Senate deal, while Manchin calls upon her to stick to her guns and her previous word from back in December that she'd support it. What's going to happen?
Sinema. I wonder if there's anything she can get changed. But then again, they did do the CHIPS vote, and she got something out of that. So I get her. That's a partnership. That's King of Cups and the partnership. This is partnering with the other Democrats, Biden's agenda, what have you. But she wants money. She wants to be wealthy. She wants to be. If there's not something in it for her, and I hate to say it, but if there's not something in it for her, she doesn't really want it. So she's not going to put her own income, however she's making money, she's not going to put that at risk. But I am getting, let me see if I can get some more. I'm hoping this is the Republicans having to just keep on trying, keeping on working in their way. Because I do have 2 cards here. This is where we were, where things looked bad. But then they worked out a deal with Manchin, things look good. Now
and
Republicans,
he's on with it, so
yeah, he's on board with it. See if I can get any more information. Sinema. It's back and forth and back and forth over that line. It's not looking good. I wonder if we're not hearing anything from her because she's now saying, well, fine, I just want you to add this and this and this and, essentially buy me a car, buy me a Mercedes. That's supposed to be her decision. These cards are Republican cards. The last one ended with a Republican card. These are Republican cards. They get some. It's the on the right. They get something.
Yeah.
She's willing to go forward and do this if there's some other concession or concessions. That's what I'm getting. But do not trust this woman as far as you could throw her. And I think she should be ashamed of herself. There's no amount of money is worth losing your ethics.
There's a lot of things that I could say that some of the older, more genteel ladies that I was brought up around would occasionally drop some very harsh language. And I'll tell you when we get off of here, but I'm not going to say it live on camera because those older, more genteel ladies will slap me in my sleep, and I don't feel like going down like that. So, yeah.
I just pulled 3 more cards. What did I get? I got a Queen of Money. I got a Republican plan, and a Republican plan that's going to give her money. Concessions, or it ain't going to happen. Okay. Electra Storm, I'm with you. I really loathe her. I can't wait until she's old news. I'm with you. Jennifer Taylor says, what is there to concede in the bill? There's only 3 things in there. That's what I'm getting.
All right. Well, last question at 1:13:45. Donna asks, will Kansas protect women's rights in its constitution? There's voting going on today. So will Kansas protect its women in its constitution?
I'm getting better cards than I expected.
Okay.
But don't get your hopes too high. The far right, they are on a crusade. This is it. This is their crusade. And they will throw everything they have at it. Women. Oh, lovely. These first three cards feel like they really do want more women at home with children, raising children, and not working outside the home, and not putting the competition out there for men. That's what these cards feel like, and that's appalling. But in the center, you have women who are educated, intelligent, caring, well-rounded, strong, and who vote. So these far right, or so these, well, yeah, these jerks, not having quite as much luck as they would like, and in the end, this feels like, yes, these are children. And I call this my garden center, going down to the garden center on a Saturday, and you got the kids here, but it feels like she works during the week, and she makes it work, and the kids are happy and healthy, and she can bring home the bacon and fry it up in a pan and forget the part about make you remember your forget that. She's making the bacon, she's frying up the pan for the kids, and she's good. So it feels better, but it doesn't feel like a yay. Yeah. No, it's not a yay. These are bad decisions. They want to go after women aggressively. Men sitting pretty patriarchy. And this is part of a national plan. And women, this is a woman's choice is the card for the reading, the one at the top. Far right ranker fool, these idiots. And then you've got, they're able to kick some of the cups down, but not all of them. That's what I'm getting. It's going to be mixed bag. They're not going to be able to completely get rid of women's rights, but they're going to move in that direction.
Gosh darn it, they're going to give it the good old college try.
Yes, aren't they? A male-only college try. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, never again, Joanna is saying, so what happens when the men die or run off somewhere? Who gets to support the family? Oh, well, if you're not in a 50s nuclear family, what was that term you used this morning? Oh, the caucasity of it all.
The caucasity of it all. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So but this is not going to last forever. This isn't. So I do want to, before we go here, I want to do one more reading, just a message for us, what we should be thinking about. And also, I want to thank you, Sarah. My gosh, above and beyond.
Welcome,
you are
dear.
so great. And I mean, I always enjoy hanging out with everybody in the chat, all you guys in the chat. But when you're here, it is so much, it's more fun and less stressful, and you're awesome. So thank you. All right, a reading. Thank you. Okay, a reading for us. I'm sorry, I just interrupted you. I didn't mean to.
You're good.
It's the problem with this. There's a slight delay. So we step on each other sometimes. So, all right. So what do we need to know?
You are all so nice in the chat. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, what this is saying is, I know, okay, first of all, I want to make this perfectly clear. There are some women who actually support all this draconian patriarchal garbage. There are some. And there are plenty of men who do not support this patriarchal garbage and who are absolute allies of women's rights, and then other rights, LGBTQ plus rights, and civil, all kind of civil rights and what have you. So this does not mean everyone. But what I am getting here is from their perspective on the right, where there are only two genders and there's only it's just this and this, and you're Aussie or you're Harriet, This is a refusal. The card for the reading is a refusal of the man to understand the feminine power, what women actually have to offer. And this is these men standing up with all of the cards, all of the, what's the word I'm looking for? The spades, hearts, diamonds, clubs. Those are of the deck. Suits. Thank you. You've got the suits of the tarot deck, and they have control of it all. And they will manifest what they want, because it's a card of manifesting from what's in the heavens down onto the earth. And they're getting some pushback. Surprise.
No.
Yeah. And they think that we've got the power and things are going to be better. And in reality, it just hurts them. It hurts them. Thank you, Sweet Sugar Jones. It hurts them monetarily. It hurts them in so many ways. But they're still out there fighting for this extremist, Christo-fascist view of things. And I say that knowing full well that my best friend here is Christian. I'm not blasting all Christians. I'm talking about the Christo-fascists, which are a different thing. Very different thing. However, in the end, yes, Anne Menzies saying the majority of the cards are men until the end. Women, I like it. Exactly. In the end, this is her looking over at them like, yeah, whatever. I'm going to work, and I'm going to take care of my kids, and I'm going to have a good life, and I'm going to have a balance, and I'm going to contribute to the community, and I am going to be the best I can be. So you can go whistle. And that's what's going to happen. Over the next couple of years, that's what's going to happen. So whenever because it is so frustrating to watch this garbage. But in the end, God bless everyone who fought for our right to vote. Bless you, bless you, bless you. You do not understand the good you did. You will never understand the depth and breadth of the good you did. And we will vote, and we will stop this garbage.
Absolutely.
And that is that. Whew. Well, that was a lot.
Out with us today. Originally, I was only supposed to be here for the first part, but then I saw that international stuff, and I'm like, I'm not leaving my bestie to wade through all that by herself. Like,
thank you. I appreciate that.
You're most welcome. Oh, Deborah said today I voted for my daughter and granddaughter. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, and if you're not female and you don't have a daughter or a granddaughter, vote for your neighbor's granddaughters. Vote for all the women in your life, because trust me, we could use it. So
yeah, because that's the other thing. Once they start taking away rights, they're not going to stop.
Not at all.
They're not going to stop until see, I know good Christians out there, so I'm always I try to be careful with how I put this, because I'm not bashing Christians, I'm bashing the fascists.
Well, it's the people who use their own interpretations of the book for themselves. So it's their,
yeah.
I mean, if you go by the red words, like if you're a Christian, you follow Christ, which means before the rest of the book, you read the words in red. Like those are the biggins. And Jesus didn't say all that.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the Jesus with an automatic weapon. Those people.
Republican Jesus.
white Jesus with an what is it? AK-15, AR-15, something. AR-15. Yeah, those people, they're not going to win. But we have to vote them out, and we have to make it clear that this is not no. Nope. Yes, Jolene, they don't realize Jesus was woke. AR-15, thank you guys. He was a hippie. Yes. He was the biggest hippie you'd ever meet, and bless him.
With an afro. Yeah. Hair of wool, puffy cloud. Jesus rocked it.
I like it.
All right. You all stay awesome. For those of you who come to see us in the afternoons and the sprints, please come. Please show up. We might need poke with sticks to stay awake, but we will be there every day. As many days as I can.
I'm always there.
Miss here is always here because she is amazeballs. So
thank you. And thank you, everybody. All right. So, let's leave with this. Plucky Heroine said, when I was 12 back in the 70s, I met 2 suffragettes, and I thank them every election in the voting booth. R.I.P. Haley Crater and Benny Koch. Thank you. And thank you, Marby. Thank you.
That's very sweet, Marby.
That is wonderful. So on that note, thank you to the suffragettes. And I'll be right back here tomorrow. Hang in there. You're not alone. We are in this together. There are good days ahead. All right. Take care. And thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.